This is Joe Pugh for the Boxing Voice. Delighted to be joined here in Coventry. A little bit of rain, but we go on. Adam Smith.
Joe, I love seeing you because you always start and you finish with such passion and enthusiasm. It's brilliant. It's raining, it's open air in Coventry, but you're here with your camera and you're here for a fantastic show. And that's what it is. It's the young guns coming through. We all know what's been happening lately in the boxing world. We've signed the Olympians. We've got a cracking sort of next generation stable at Boxer. And with AJ's departure recently, I think it's pretty obvious we've got to build for the future. And that's exactly what we're doing. And we're starting with a Boxer Breakthrough show on Saturday. Of course, the main event, the last sort of fight is going to be the old warrior Sam Eggington, who we love, who's going to give us entertainment and value for money and a cracker. But the real appeal of the show is to give the stars of the future a real bit of profile under the lights at peak time on Sky, and that will be a sort of part of the future plan of getting our whole arsenal behind the likes, well, not this week, but the likes of Fraser Clark, of Caroline Dubois, of Ben Whittaker, and here of Caris Artingstall. Lauren, of course, is here 2 weeks after her debut, side by side with Caris. And then Corey Gibbs and Dylan Chima, and the guy that everybody is telling me is going to go the whole way, none more so than his excellent trainer, Shane McGuigan, is Adam Azim. So I've been very, very impressed with Adam so far. So let's give him the Sky treatment and let's get him in front of the camera and let's get him in front of the casual audience and let's see what he can do, because what I have seen, it's A+ at the moment. Let's see if he can keep doing it as the opposition gets tougher down the professional road. We've all seen the great sort of start out. I know he looks up to Amir and to Naz, and they all start somewhere. The manner of victory at in the embryonic stages has been fantastic. Let's see how we go as we build through with him. But I look to get Adam out a great deal at peak time in the coming months.
Just picking this back up with Adam Smith. Sky duties beckoned, Adam, but we were just talking about the card as a whole, and from my perspective, it's kind of every kind of boxing fan knows about the Olympic prospects, the highly touted amateurs that you've signed over the past 8 months, but we've also got on this card the kind of rise in the homegrown talent. You've got the tournament winners in Chima and Gibbs, and we've got, most importantly, really, Adam Azim, who the Sky machine have kind of really got behind, and he's actually behind us right now having his public workout. Yeah,
well, we're giving Adam the peak slot because we believe he is a super talent, and we have hopes for him to go a long way in this sport. I think the great thing of what Ben and Boxer have done over the last sort of year, and before they joined us really as well with the Ultimate Tournament shows that obviously became the tournament series, is that they're going around the country and they're giving opportunities and chances to fighters from different areas at grassroots level, and not necessarily just the elite. What I've come on board in the last year and and Ben and I have been working very hard is to sign all the Olympians and sign the ones we believe are going to become massive names in the sport. But I think it's really good as well that the tournaments have gone on, and we've seen Dylan Chima and Corey Gibbs come through, and they both got an opportunity on Saturday night to really show us what they can do in this sort of longer format, so to speak. So there are chances for young talent in different ways, not just the Olympics. I mean, Adam Azim didn't go to the Olympics. Caris and Lauren and Ben and Caroline and Fraser all did. But Adam didn't, so it was a different route for him. So it doesn't mean that you don't have to be an Olympian. We know a lot of fighters that went to the Olympics became really good pros. James DeGale won the Olympic gold medal and became a world champion. We know the likes of Ricky Hatton, for example, were very good junior amateurs who didn't go to the Olympics. Amir did. Carl Froch, David Hay. There's lots of different fighters who've gone about it in different ways, and we want to give the opportunity and the platform for all of those stories to grow. And it doesn't matter if they don't become elite world champions. They could become European champions. They could fight for a world title, or they could be a 3-weight world champion. There are fighters we believe that will win multi-weight world titles, and there are fighters that we believe will just have very, very good careers and great stories, and maybe have the personality to cross over into the casuals and to transcend the sport in a way. So, and there's surprises as well, fighters that you don't expect to come through and sneak through on the sort of blind side. Look at Sam Eggington, who sort of normally tops this bill, and what a warrior he's been. No one would have thought at the beginning of his career he'd have gone on to achieve what he's achieved, and he's done fantastically well. So we've got him, and we've got that umbrella over a very, very good set of young fighters, the young guns, on this Boxer Breakthrough show, and I think we'll do more of them. And Adam Azim is leading the pack, because I think he's very, very good.
And just quickly mention on Sam Egerton, the amount of wars he's been through. He's just a 12-round war machine by now, and he's only 28. He seems like he's been around forever on the Sky platform. I know most recently he's been on Channel 5, but to get him back on the Sky platform, it's kind of like, obviously we don't want to jinx it, but we're going to get a great fight on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's good to have Sam coming home to Sky. He's entertained us royally throughout the years in prize fighters, in fights he wasn't supposed to win, in some fights he hasn't won, but he's always been brilliant. And I have a lot of respect for Sam and John Pegg and the team, and it's great to have him back, another undefeated opponent in front of him. It's never easy for Sam Eggington, but it'll be good to have him sort of as the last fight of the night, and seeing the young guns come through. It's a great night for everybody. There's plenty in there, and some really good names, and some names you're going to get to know even more in the coming months and years.
Excellent. Moving on to another major signing that Sky have made recently, Joseph Parker.
Yeah.
And I'm looking down the rankings of the heavyweights, and I'm kind of seeing, right, that one's kind of matched up with that one. We're seeing big fights being made for all the heavyweights, and there isn't that many names. And I'm looking at opportunities for Joseph Parker, because you said last time I spoke to you want to get him in a big fight. And Johnny Nelson kind of teased that there's going to be some big signings, and there's maybe a heavyweight reason why Joseph Parker might be signing with Sky Sports and Boxer. Can you tell me anything about Joseph Parker's first big fight?
I think the most important thing is that Ben signed Joseph Parker because he believes in him, and at Sky we know him well. He's a gentleman. He's one of the nicest guys in the sport. He's fought everybody. He's been a world champion. He's still young. He's in great form. He's got a fantastic trainer in Andy Lee. Tyson Fury adores him. There's so much to go at with Joe. And I think in many ways, he's fought Dillian, he's fought AJ. He's been on the sort of B side for us. So we haven't sort of got behind him. And I've got a very good relationship with Joe. I've known him a long time. And it's just excellent to say to him, now we can look after you. Now we can get this Sky Arsenal behind you. He's almost like an adopted Brit, isn't he? As well as very big in New Zealand. He sings, he's a character. He's just great fun. And I really like Joe Parker, and he'll fight anybody. So you put him in against Dillian, you put him in against Joe Joyce, you put him in against AJ, you put him in Tyson Fury. They might not want that fight because they're best of buddies, but you put him in against anybody and he'll give you value for money. He's great, Joe. And I think he's still got a lot of form to find. I like his relationship with Andy Lee. Obviously, he had a very, very great team behind him for a long time. David Higgins is still with him. But he's got a real chance, I think, to come good. I think that Andy will be good for him. He's a very astute trainer. Kevin Barry was great for him, but I think that sometimes you need to freshen up, and he's had that in the Derek Chisora fights, and the more they work together. So yeah, I like Joe, and I like the fact that we've got the platform now. The heavyweights will want to fight on Sky. Let's be right about that. AJ has gone to Dazn. There's opportunities on Sky Box Office, so there could be some big heavyweight fights out there, and obviously that's also why we're getting behind the young guns and the likes of your Laurens, your Bens, your Karrases, your Carolines, and your Frasers, because they're going to be filling the void, we think, in the next couple of years. And obviously until then, there's still some big matches to be made in and around heavyweight and other divisions. So what we've got is a great opportunity for fighters now to come and perform on Sky.
And obviously you mentioned Anthony Joshua. I can't not mention it. You've been asked so many times, I'm sure you get bored of it, but it's a roller coaster. It's been an actual roller coaster. I remember speaking to you, you're so confident. Anthony Joshua is loyal to Sky, and it's now not that. But Dazn have kind of offered everything. I'm sure Sky can't offer shareholdership to Anthony Joshua. And do you think it's just a case of business at the end of the day? And how do you feel about it?
I do think it's a case of business, and I don't begrudge any fighter at whatever level to take what they can, because it's a short window. And you and I do what we do because of the bravery of the gladiators, men and women, the warriors, the tough guys, a lot tougher than we are, to get in the ring and put their livelihoods on the line each and every time. So whether it's AJ or whether it's a Dylan Chima, whoever it is that's getting in the ring, it doesn't matter. They're fighters, and they've got to look for the best for them. I believed AJ would stay. We had a fantastic partnership, a wonderful relationship for many years, not just personally but professionally as well. We're very close to his team. We remain close to his team. He will always be part of our history, part of our fabric, and he'll always find us in his corner. Don't worry about that. I've had lots of messages from him. He's been very, very professional, and personally we got on great. And I think same with Freddie and with Andy Bell and the whole team. I wish them luck. I wish them well. We wish AJ great success going forward. And Alexander Usyk's been part of us as well in the last few years. It's a great fight for us, and we look forward to seeing that again on August the 20th and to see where the heavyweight picture unfolds. I think, he probably had a very difficult decision to make, to stay at Sky, which has looked after him, which he's helped, which has got a great relationship with. I'm sure it was very hard. But if there's sort of super money coming in and other, bonuses, other things, shares, as you said, I don't know what they've offered. You have to talk to them about that. But ultimately, it's about security for him, and he needs to look at and had to look at those options. And Eddie obviously has taken his, stable to Dazn. That might have been an important part as well. But I'm sure, they were all, very. And I know Freddie was upset and Andy was upset as well about the relationship that we've got. That's difficult for them. Yes, they work with Dazn globally, but now they've got to work, with Dazn full time. And it's interesting actually. I've heard from all of them, and Katie and Bengal, they've been brilliant, and they've said, look, let's just build the next AJ, whether it's Ben Whittaker or Fraser Clark, whatever. We go again. Sky, we go again. It's cyclical. We've seen it happen before. We've been in this for 30 years. Fighters come and go, but AJ will always be part of our hearts, part of our business, and. The nights with Klitschko and all the ups and downs with Ruiz in New York and Wales and memories. And, I think AJ will always be there for Sky and will always be there for him.
Excellent. And can you just clear up a situation? Because I'm not 100% sure about this. We know he signed a long-term deal with Dazn, Anthony Joshua, but has the actual fight solidified on Dazn? Do we know that AJ Usyk 2 is definitely on Dazn?
I can't clear it up for you. I don't know. It sounds like they've announced the press conferences, they've announced the fight without a broadcaster, so I guess we wait and see. What I do know is that AJ has gone to Dazn in a life deal or in a long-term deal, so that's all we've got used to, is life without AJ. But I haven't read or heard where the fight's going to end up, but I guess we'll find out.
Can you confirm it's not going to be on Sky, though?
I can't confirm anything. I don't know. There's no news. I don't know. I guess we'll hear from Eddie and AJ and the whole team and the whole operation in due course where the fight will be. But I have no news.
Okay. Lastly, Adam. Unfortunately, Hughie Fury versus Michael Hunter has been postponed. That was a big show scheduled for July. We haven't actually got any other Sky/Boxer fight nights in the books officially yet. Can you tell us any upcoming shows?
I will just finish that AJ line.
Sorry, okay.
I cannot wait to see the fight. Yeah. Wherever it is, well, we know where it is now, August 20th in Jeddah. However it ends up, whatever, I cannot wait to tune in, and it's a super fight, and we wish AJ well, but it's going to be a very tough fight. Alexander Usyk was brilliant in September. We had the pleasure of covering that one. It wasn't a great night for AJ. Can he come again? It's got everything, so really looking forward to that fight. Looking forward to seeing where Tyson Fury comes and when he'll be tempted back and all of that. And the heavyweights, obviously the other fighters like Dillian and Joe Parker, who we've got. Fraser Clark will come through, and Daniel Dubois set it up there, a very, very good win for him out in Miami, and there's Joe Joyce and many others, so very exciting heavyweight times. But to get back to your question, heavyweight times again for Hughie Fury and Michael Hunter, frustrating, difficult that that's been postponed. It will happen in the autumn in due course. I hope it will happen in Manchester again. Obviously the Ricky Hatton and Marco Antonio Barrera exhibition had to be postponed too, so yeah, very frustrating and difficult times. Ben Whittaker was going to make his debut on July the 2nd, so we're having to look at that. But there'll be an announcement soon on new shows and where we're going in July and September, and stand by for some big excitement. And yeah, I can't wait for the things to be revealed that we've been working on in the background.
That's a great way to finish it, Adam. Thank you very much for speaking to me. And can't wait for these signings. Can't wait to see some new shows be announced. Thanks, Adam.
Fantastic. A pleasure.
Cheers, Adam.